Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 7 of Cocktails with Kurt, where today we're going to try something a little bit different. Today's drink is the Margarita. So, what's special about today's episode, Kurt?
Today's episode, we're actually going to do two variations on the margarita. We've got the one that we make all the time, and then we're going to try the classic version, which I don't think we've ever made before.
So, how are these two versions different?
The only difference really is the sweetening agent. So both of them use tequila. Normally it is silver tequila, but quite frankly, we have about this much silver tequila left, so we're going to use reposado. And then, of course, lime, which has been strained already. And then the classic version of the margarita uses Cointreau as a sweetener. And what we use is agave nectar.
Okay, let's talk about tequila. What's the difference between blanco and reposado tequila?
The basic difference is a little bit of aging. There are generally, I think there are only three classes of tequila. Blanco, or silver, reposado, and añejo. Blanco tequila is unaged. Reposado has to be aged for at least 2 months, and añejo has to be aged for at least 12 months.
So typically we use the blanco tequila for our margaritas, and before we got started today, we did a little side-by-side of the silver or blanco and the reposado. And we decided that generally we would go with the silver. Why did we decide that?
At least for the brand Milagro, the silver is a little more peppery and it's got a little bolder flavor, so I think it would present itself better in the drink itself. But it varies from tequila to tequila.
So are there any other brands of tequila that we can recommend?
Not that I'm going to recommend right now. We've been using the Milagro for quite a while, basically because our favorite restaurant, Oyamel, makes our favorite margarita ever, and
Also called the OML.
also called the Oyamel, which uses the Milagro silver. So that's how we started using it. I do have one on my list to try that is about half the price and allegedly really, really good. I can't remember what it's called. That's why it's on my list.
Well, we can report back later when we know more.
We will report back later. It may become the new well tequila.
Okay, so the two different margaritas we're going to try today are both, you're going to use the same tequila for both and the same lime juice for both. It's just a difference of one ingredient.
That's correct.
What about the proportions? Will they be the same?
Pretty close. For the classic, it's 2 ounces of tequila to 1 ounce of lime and 3/4 of an ounce of Cointreau. For the one that we make, I learned as the Agave Margarita, but we just also learned it was developed sometime in the early 90s.
And it's called Tommy's Margarita.
Tommy's Margarita,
After
right.
a restaurant called Tommy's in San Francisco.
There we go.
Who knew?
That one is 2 ounces of tequila, 1 ounce of lime, and 1 ounce of agave nectar.
All right, let's get
start
the show
putting
on the
those
road.
together.
So talk about the method. Is this a shake and drink? It looks like it's a shake and drink. You're getting the shakers out.
It's a shake and drink. So, two ounces.
So I don't want to interrupt you and get your
And 1 ounce, yes.
proportions off, but I think we need to discuss the issue of the margarita glass.
Yes.
And
we
notwithstanding all the glassware, I'm trying to focus on the glassware in the corner there. It's not really showing up, but That is not what you serve margaritas in.
That is not what we serve margaritas in, no.
Tell me why.
Basically, it's big and unwieldy, and there's no need. And the classic doesn't go in that anyway. The classic just goes into a rocks glass, 3/4 of an ounce of Cointreau.
Well, and there's also the issue of spillage
Yes.
that we discussed with respect to martini glasses.
Yep. The margarita glasses are also notoriously spilly.
So that's agave nectar there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us anything about that?
It's based on the same plant, agave, that they make tequila from. It is somewhat honey-like. That's the best description. It's not quite as sticky, not quite as thick, but it's got a nice flavor and can be used as a replacement for honey in some things.
So it is not alcoholic in any way.
It is non-alcoholic, completely non-alcoholic.
But since it's based on the same plant as tequila, it seems like a natural match for this drink.
It does indeed, and it works very nicely. All right. All right, so final preparation for the glasses is to get a salt rim. So I've got a little bit of lime juice and some kosher salt. And we have a nice salt rim.
We should also mention that another popular variation of a margarita here at our house is the one that has infused tequila.
Yes,
Can you
indeed.
talk about that for a sec?
So infusing tequila or any spirit is pretty easy, but how successful you are depends on what you're infusing it with. Infusing with chili peppers is pretty easy, but it's kind of dangerous in that you gotta pay attention to how long it's infusing. If we're infusing habanero, for example,
And that's what we use for our spicy margaritas.
and that's what we generally use, it can be, I will start checking it for spiciness within the first 15 or 20 minutes. It infuses that quickly. And it depends on how much you put in there how much pepper is in there to start with and how much tequila, of course. But so
Well, we're going to have to give our report to our viewers.
yeah, this is the classic with Cointreau, and this is the Agave, or Tommy's. Color's a little bit different. That's not surprising. The Agave is a little bit, give you the Agave, I'll try the classic.
Cheers.
Cheers. Not bad.
I like the other one better.
I'm not surprised.
So this is the one that we generally,
That's the one that we generally
that you
make.
generally make. All right, which one do you prefer?
I think I like that one better, but with a little less agave.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to arm wrestle you for the privilege of drinking this drink. So we'll sign off.
Cheers.
Cheers. See you next time,
See you
friends.
next time.